I'm Elijah Ford, and I'm on A-Sides today.
What's up, man?
Hi.
That sounded really awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I stressed the R, like I was really awesome.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for having me.
So it's especially refreshing to hear like really good music after a debate like last night. So
yeah, we actually
nice
watched it in Brooklyn in a bar full of people. It was completely silent. Everyone was watching the debate, and it was packed. It was really cool to be a part of.
Crazy.
And crazy, that too, yeah.
So you're going to be touring during this apocalypse. So talk to me about the next couple of months. I mean, this record you were talking to me off camera that you've been working on it for 3 years. So you're probably really anxious to get out there.
Well,
and you are.
I've gone through all of the emotions with it.
Yeah.
You know, it's been living. I mean, it's not 3 years of man hours. There's lots of touring. You know, probably worked on it honestly for like 5 or 6 weeks, but just in between all of the action, touring with my dad, and all sorts of good stuff. But yes, is the short answer. I'm stoked to have it finally out and people can hear it.
Talk to me about the record, like in terms of, I hate like asking songwriters about like what the songwriting process is because it's such a lame question.
It does sound awful to describe.
It's just so lame to ask it. But I'm curious, like you're such a gifted songwriter, and maybe this is because I just saw Brian Fallon and Brian Bingham in concert together.
Yeah,
those guys are amazing songwriters, and I just spoke with Matt Devine, and like I'm just stuck with this need to ask, what comes first, the music or the lyrics?
Rarely is it simultaneous.
Yeah.
So I carry around a little notebook all the time and jot down pieces of conversations or stuff I'm getting out of books that I'm reading, and then alternatively I'll have a guitar in my hand sometimes, and then I gotta have, block out some time to match the two. It's incredible and rare when something just falls out of the sky complete. But there's a little more of like a working man's ethic to just keep hitting it. Not every day is gonna be fruitful,
right?
But I mean, most of these songs were written in all of them actually. I think in 2013. I had a couple pieces of music that float around, and then they finally have a home lyrically or with the band context that I'm doing. So a couple of like Say the Words, I think I wrote when I was like 15, but it could not figure out how to finish it.
You couldn't say the words.
I could not say the words, and so I made a record in Wales with my dad, his Holy Ghost album, and Stu Jackson produced that, and I enjoyed watching the way that he, just his attention to detail in the arrangements. He'd trim the fat, and my effort for this one was to, don't bore us, get us to the chorus kind of ethic. Like, let's keep it under 4 minutes. Let's give people what they want, because I love it too. I want hooks, and I wanted high energy, and I wanted to reflect the fact that I've been playing a lot in Austin and translate the live energy. So he flew out in November of 2013, and we spent a few days at Arlen Studios, just like an institution in Austin. It's fantastic. Willie Nelson's recorded there, and anyway, that was
Gary Clark. Right?
And Gary Clark Jr. Yeah, most recently. So that was a privilege, and the results speak for themselves. The gear there was incredible. So we just had to live up to the room we were working in, and thankfully we had a great team, and then just mixed and sang it over the following couple years of touring. So I'm ready to make another one now.
That's what I was going to ask you. Because you've been with these songs for so long.
It's I would sit to write and then be like, damn it, I got this record, it's not out yet, what's going on here? And then figure out the many processes of artwork and mastering and all of those things, and now that it is out, it's kind of like having an enema, and I can write without feeling frustrated again. So yeah, I'm ready to go.
And maybe this is just me, or I know a lot of friends of mine, like you kind of embraced the background that you come from. I mean, you come from a family of musicians, and I think the natural thing is just to kind of rebel against your parents and, kind of do something totally different. Yet here you were as a teenager already touring with your dad. So was there ever a period where you're like, I want to be a dancer.
I think, yeah, dancer. That's
I wanna be
my
a
true
dancer.
calling. Yeah.
I want to be an actor. I want to lay
You know,
bricks.
I wasn't really interested in music, I think, until puberty hit.
Yeah.
And then, that's where that energy goes. And it, I don't know, it just started giving back to me. Like, there was music always in the house, obviously. My mom sang, and my dad was touring, and always had great records on when he was home. And but it just never connected until, like 13 or 14. I picked up a guitar that he left, and would ask him a couple pointers when he was home. And then I left school early. I actually got kicked out while I was watching my dad rehearse with the Crows in New York. I went with him for a month, and they said it was cool, and then halfway through, like, actually, this isn't going to work, so when you get home, you're going to have to, like, test out or something. And it's like, yes! You know, because I just discovered what I wanted to do watching one of my favorite bands, like, figure out their own songs again, you know, and it just seemed, possible, I think, growing up in a home where music was the way of life, you know. But no, it's only been a blessing to have such amazing people around to play with, and I met Ryan Bingham through my dad, and after touring with my dad, Ryan needed a bass player, and it was just, sure, I'll play bass in a country band, and never a million years thought that would be what I was doing, and it was fantastic, you know, and empowered me to do this, you know.
Did you always write music post-puberty?
Well, yeah, I think I always knew that I would write original music, and it's just shitty copies of the music you love until you figure out how to, like, have a voice, really. So I don't think anything good happened for a long time, but luckily I kept trying to write while I was on the road with my dad and Bingham, and those ideas found themselves on various records.
Did Bingham have any influence on you? Because, I mean, he's just, you know, so Americana and the
Well, yeah,
songs,
I mean,
you know?
he's an amazing writer.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Mescalito is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's just, I think lyrical economy is a big thing I keep bringing up when people ask me that question, because watching him every night, like, we would play an hour and a half, big, sweaty rock show, and then he would go up and do an encore by himself for a few songs and just stand on the side of the stage and watch what's happening from an audience perspective, and his command of them with one guitar and one voice, and how potent the lyrics were. You know, he's absolutely, yeah, totally.
Talk to me. You had mentioned that you were selected for this
ATX6,
yeah, UK thing.
So this guy Chris Brecht, Austin musician, idea guy, connector, and he's been doing this for 3 years. So he picks 6 Austin musicians, and then gets local sponsors like music venues or music shops to pay for us to go and play some international festivals. And then so we're music ambassadors of Austin, and he films it and makes it into a little mini series. I think the first season is coming out online in a couple months. So I just got back from France like a week ago and doing this run, and then I go to the UK to do part 2. But it's incredible. I could not have timed it better with the release of this album. So it was a no-brainer. It's a beautiful thing that Chris is doing for these other artists. I made some new friends from this, because somehow, even playing in Austin for 8 years, I didn't know these people. Right. And they're all 4 records deep, and they all have a catalog, and it's been amazing to know them as people and dive into their work, and we're playing each other's songs. And so I'm going to the UK next week to play with Andy from Star Parks, who's another one of these guys. So we're going to do a week worth of dates before we meet up with ATX6 for Manchester Indie Week.
Cool. What was the initial draw to leave LA and go to Austin?
Well,
was it
my wife?
Okay.
It was a giant part of that. I've spent 1 week off and met her and a bunch of other people I still make music with, and just immediately the community, you know, like, it was everything I wanted to find in LA and never could in between touring. It was just more collaborative than competitive, you know, it's a good place.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Pleasure.